Hello everyone, nice to see you all again. Today is a very special day, of course, as it always is when we talk about Italy in Eurovision. Um, I think I think a lot of people might be just incredibly tired of certain people within the Eurovision fandom praising Italy. And I feel incredibly guilty for being one of those people because Italy in Eurovision is, for me, as close to perfection as you can be. I'm already giving away spoilers for what we're for how today's tier list will look, because that's what we're doing today. It's a tier list of Italian Eurovision entries from 1993 until modern day 2022. And of course, like the first thing that really just strikes me when I look at the screen right now is that they don't really have that many entries because, of course, they were absent for quite a long time. This is among the least amount of songs that we've ever covered in one of these videos, I think. Of course, we have the 93 effort, then they came back in 97, and then a big gap, and from 2011 up until 2022, we have every single song here, which I'm gonna try and put into the 7 categories we have on screen, and we'll see how incredibly just biased I am towards Italy in terms of Eurovision. I can already kind of give away that there's going to be a lot towards the top half of the list today. But I think as we just start, we're not going to start towards the top. I think I think the song is called like Sole di Europa or something along those lines, which is a song that I am a bit fond of, but I think mostly what just kind of elevates it is the kind of a little bit of like the language and a little bit of just the setting that the song has. There's this section with like a march beat, which I think is really cool. There's also a nice instrumentation throughout. It's a bit on the soft rock inspiration, I guess. Quite a solid vocal performance. I simply just think that most of the parts about this song are just quite solid. It's a song that I enjoy for its runtime, but there are far superior songs in 1993, I think. But still, I like the approach they have. I like the concept of the song, and I think it's executed just right. It's just that it's not really one of these outstanding songs that really get me incredibly engaged into it. But it's nice for what it is. So I'll start off in the solid category for Italy here. But we're gonna move up the ranks a little bit now, I think, because in 1997, Fiumi di Parole, this is almost, or well, almost. I think for many people, this might just be considered an all-time Eurovision classic. Yeah, should we, what do you call it, like storm the gates already? We're just gonna go all the way to the top. Fiumi di Parole, I would consider it to be among the greatest Eurovision songs of all time. I might be, maybe I'm alone on that. I don't think I'm alone on that, but maybe most people would disagree. But this is just perfectly written pop ballad with some rock inspiration, the Italian identity to it. You know, mid-90s music doesn't get much better than this. This sounds also timeless, which I really like about it. The chorus is incredibly memorable, has a great melody with great intonation. The vocals are performed perfectly. The backing track has that kind of the soft rock sound, which I think, you know, it's just very typical 90s, the sound design and the instrumentation of it. But I mean, I'm a complete sucker for 90s music, so this just fits right up my alley. And just combining that kind of instrumental approach with the identity of the song and the great chorus, the lovely performance, everything just clicks completely. 1997 is a strong year as it is, I think, but this is definitely, I wouldn't say it's the standout because there are other songs as well that I think are equal to this one. One of them you might already know if you've watched more of these videos. But this is definitely a massive standout, and a massive standout within 90s Eurovision. So I think I'll have to put it up there. I can't really find a single thing that I want to change about this song. It's chills every time I watch and listen to this song. Yeah, I'll have to put it up there. Then, of course, the big or long awaited return for Italy's return to Eurovision. Madness of Love. I love it. I really do. jazz music is something that I'm really fond of, in all honesty. I wouldn't really say that I am completely all over for it because I'm not, what do you say? My musical theory knowledge is not on par with people who actually perform and write jazz music. So I'm just kind of sat in awe from a distance every time I listen to it. I think this is like a perfect combination of a little bit of pop and a lot of jazz, which is just such a lovely combination. There are sections in the song which I just love where the instruments kind of alternate between each other. Like the trumpet solo sections are fantastic. They add so much character to the song. The chorus is quite memorable. I'm a bit like with the language changes and whatnot. I'm a bit on the fence with it, but I think it also increases the accessibility, which I get is their point with the whole thing. It just maybe it feels less authentic the way that it is than what it could have been, but still I think it's flawlessly written and flawlessly performed as well. I'm gonna say it's fantastic. I'm not quite tempted enough to put it in the very very top category, um, or should I? I'm gonna keep it here. I need to kind of hold myself back a little bit. It is Italy. It's a yeah, fantastic. I love everything about it. So well performed as well. Like the staging layout, I love it. Yeah. 2012. Ooh, this has so much attitude. I love it. A lot of energy. The backing track is really cool. The instrumentation of it is fantastic. Performed brilliantly. Great hook, great incorporation of the backing vocals as well. I really, really like them in this song. Fantastic, again. Great performance as well. Like the charismatic performance just sells it. The song is already strong on its own, but it's when you see it live, everything just clicks. It's fantastic. Love it. Should we keep going? L'Essenziale. This is so personally performed that I just can't help but absolutely love everything about it. It's not a song that I set out to listen to maybe as often as other Italian entries, but still, it's just every time I see it and every time I listen to it, it just strikes a chord with me. It hits me because of how personally it's performed and how beautiful the melodies kind of flow on top of this very romantic backing track. I really enjoy it. Beautiful performance. It's very simplistic within its staging, but that's really what makes it special because it becomes so much more focused on the performance or like on the performer. Yeah, it's another fantastic for me personally. I'd say just love the instrumental as well of this song. The instrumentation is so great. Quite simplistic, but just the right efficiency from this simplicity. It's works perfectly. Then we kind of have a little bit of a setback, I think, within when you just compare all of the Italian songs. This is kind of the odd one out, I guess. 2014, I just don't click with it. I think it's a bit messy instrumental wise. Performance wise, I'm not really vibing with it either. It's a rare occasion here. I like the energy of the song. I think also it's quite admirable, this rock inspired backing track that they have. It's a bit on the messy side, but I also like the kind of intensity that it brings. The chorus has a melody, which I think has something in it, but it's just the overall, like the overall package of everything isn't really my thing, and the soundstage doesn't really click with me. So I think I'll put this one in the I like it but category. The performance is also not really my thing, so it really just kind of hinders itself in those areas. And it's a rare occurrence for Italy to not really click with me, I'd say. 2015, however, definitely clicks with me. I mean, Grande Amore. I know some people are on the fence with this one. Some people absolutely love it. Some people can't stand it. I absolutely love it. I think it's flawless. The vocal arrangement is incredible. The instrument, like the songwriting of the song, is actually incredible because the chord changes and the melody, like how the melody flows on top of these chords. It's quite incredible, honestly, how they've written, especially the verses. I think the verses are really strong. And just like how the backing track also kind of picks up within the intensity and the grandness of the instrumentation, just really works and backs up the three vocal performances so well. Staging is also very, epic and grand. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. I can't find a single flaw in that one, honestly. It's and especially like when they performed it as well in Torino, of course, this year. You know, it's flawless. It gave me chills all over again, even though they remade the song. It's just the core thing that's here is just so remarkable for me. 2016. Oh, this is actually kind of tricky for me because the song I can't really get behind the performance. I get kind of I mean it's well sung and I get that there's a concept and an idea with the performance and how they staged it and everything. It's just not what I envisioned. I enjoy watching the music video so much more than I do watching the performance, which is I mean maybe it's just a subjective thing. The song that they have here still though is really great. So that's the category I'm gonna put it in. Flows very well. The chorus has a beautiful melody. It's sung very well. I like the structure of it. I like the way that it flows between segments. The instrumentation sounds great. It's a very mellow sound with also a very polished production, which I think really stands out in this song. Yeah, really great. A studio cut that I cherish, I think. 2017, Occidentalis Karma. It's another fantastic one. I feel like this is very one note in my reasoning and my reviewing of these songs, but this is so much energy. It's done with such a great idea. Like the concept of the song is fantastic. I love the upbeat vibe of it. The performance is a bit on the well, it tries to be a bit tacky, and maybe it didn't really need to be. The song that they have here is still so perfectly just put together. Like the pieces are just combined to a perfect little puzzle, I think. Great instrumentation. I love the guitar inputs towards the latter part of the song where the solo comes in. Just fits the soundstage really well in the sound design of everything. The plucky kind of synth work that just opens the song is really nice touch, and the vocals are constantly so central. Melodically fantastic. Love the chorus as well. The chorus has such a great melody and just works on this really upbeat backing track as well. Fantastic. Non mi avete fatto niente. If you know me and if you've been on my channel before, you know that this is definitely top tier. I get so emotionally invested in this. It's everything to me. It's one of my all-time favorite Eurovision songs. It's probably towards the maybe the top 5 bracket, I'd say. It's just flawless for me. I don't really have particular reasonings for it. I mean, a lot of people just think that it's maybe lacking melody or it's lacking like it's you know it's this is not a pop song. This is storytelling, and that's completely fine if it's not everyone's cup of tea. I completely get that because it's not really about writing a pop hook that's supposed to stick in your head or anything. This is about showing the storytelling with passion. And I think a lot of people might think the backing track is a bit on the repetitive side, but I think just the whole atmosphere that it sets right from the get-go is flawless for the type of song that this is. The guitar does a constant loop of like the same little riff, I guess you'd call it. But I love the sound design of this guitar. It's very piercing, very hollow, while also quite filling out a lot of the soundstage by being so isolated. The drumming kicks in, which is really engaging. I love the energy of the drumming. It's completely just kind of takes over, which is really cool because mostly when you have like these more dramatic songs, they're not very upbeat. But I think this is a very upbeat backing track. It's kind of like it feels really weird to compare it to like something like the Smiths, but it's that kind of concept of the upbeat backing track with a really tangible and heartfelt message behind it. I think the backing track is really you have this kind of approach of the isolated and sorrowful sounds, but the percussion that keeps going throughout just kind of pushes it constantly. It kind of makes the song cry out of a desperation, which I think is a very it's a very nice detail that maybe goes a bit unnoticed of how to really write songs that really engage in a way. Like you don't have to perform sorrowful songs by using too much melancholy or such. It can still be upbeat, and here it's the upbeat version of like making it a desperation, like a cry for help or something along those lines. just works really well with how upbeat the song is, instrumental wise. Vocal performances, of course, fantastic. I love the way they perform them. They really paint the story beautifully. They work very well together, contrast each other's voices perfectly. Beautifully performed with the reds in the background and, dressed up in suits. It just works. Like the little lyric details on the screen as well to really just hammer home the message. It's fantastic in every little area for me personally. When I'm talking about it, I feel like it's probably what could be my favorite Eurovision song of all time. I'm not entirely sold on if it actually is, but it's definitely up there. Then we have Soldi, which of course finished second, which is very, very strong. I think this song is, like the production quality of it is quite remarkable. It's very dynamic within the instrumental. The hook is really infectious. It's a very memorable hook, and the clapping adds, of course, a layer to that. I'm a bit, I wouldn't say disappointed, but I'm not really getting behind the performance. I think it's very empty on stage. I don't really get behind the kind of just regular arena vibe that it gives. I would have liked something to kind of more incorporate into an actual performance, like a planned out storytelling kind of thing on stage as well. Doesn't really have that, but the song that they have there, it's catchy, memorable, has great dynamics and the production quality, well performed, really great. That's where I would put it. Yep. Satisfied with that. Fai Rumore. I've talked about this song way too much already. Do you need me to talk about it again? I don't know. I think it's beautifully written. I think it's incredibly well performed. I mean, we were treated to seeing Diodato finally perform on the Eurovision stage, and it kind of knocked every participant kind of out of the park, I think. Not to like kind of discourage the participants we had in 2022, but this was the standout for me personally. I just love the song. I love the complete power and drive that the chorus has with still delivering such a beautiful melody on top of it. The chords are really nice, especially in the verses. I like how they flow. I like how the song also really follows a very mellow progression. The final minute of the song is just that whole completion of finally reaching the climax and doing it, like the release finally becomes just the way it should be. Everything comes together, the instrumentation picks up, the arrangement is flawless. Now, I've talked about it so much in other videos. You can check all of them out if you want to. Fai Rumore is among the greatest for me as well. Then we have Zitti e Buoni. Of course, their long-awaited win again, which took 30-odd years. Well, of course, they didn't participate in all of those years, but yeah, they finally won again, Italy, with a great song, great performance, such charismatic performance, such charismatic performers, right? I'm kind of feeling like I'm stumbling over my words now. But it's a really infectious performance. I like the riffs of this song a lot. I think the guitar riffs are really strong. The drumming is quite strong as well. The bass, how it joins in on the backbeat, like in the verses when the drumming and the bass picks in. It's just one of those moments where everything kind of just comes together and you get into the groove of the song completely, as the vocals simultaneously pick up as well. The chorus is a bit on the repetitive side for me. Really, I think the verses are definitely the strongest part of the song, and as well with the guitar riffs. I especially love the outro of the song where everything just kind of goes a bit more on the haywire side. Just really works for me. I'll put it in really great. I know maybe that's a bit controversial to place it below so many other Italian songs, but it's not really one of my absolute favorite Italian entries. But that more says about Italy than it says about Zitti e Buoni here. I think we're gonna get some. I'm a bit torn on where I want to place Brividi, because I think this song is so well written. It's beautifully written, honestly, and I like the fact that it's a duet. They combine very well vocally, but I just don't really feel like it kind of lived up to all of the expectations I had when I saw it being performed. This could have been one of those songs that kind of gave me a Fai Rumore vibe seeing it performed. But it just didn't really do that. I think vocally a bit on the meh side during the performance. Staging layout was quite nice. I'm a bit torn on the whole hectic light thing that kept going towards the end. But still, there are like parts of the song where I feel like it's really passionate and very intimately performed, and then some parts of the song I don't really connect with, and I kind of get a bit zoned out, which is a shame. Still love the song. Still think parts of the performance were really, really great. I like the concept of the performance. It just didn't really click with me all the way. But I mean, it's still really great. And that is an Italian tier list with a lot of good results. I'd probably the highest scoring country for me by a country mile in total for these tier list videos. I'm sure it will be. So yeah, do tell me if you somehow managed to have an even higher average ranking tier list for Italy than I do. I doubt that it's even possible, but if you do, then that's insane. But yeah, otherwise you can tell me what song have I overrated the most. You're free to tell me that. I also hope to see you in the next video, which will cover Latvia. So I look forward to that one. But we've definitely covered the big boy in today's tier list. And I'm happy you stuck around for all of it. So hope to see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves until then, and bye-bye.